Welcome to Spiritual Calisthenics. Christ is in our midst. Today on Saturday, August 26, we commemorate the holy martyrs Adrian and Natalia, our righteous father Joseph, and the icon of the Mother of God of Vladimir. Regarding Saint Adrian and Natalia, the martyrs, and their 33 companion martyrs in Nicomedia. The holy martyrs Adrian and Natalie confessed the Christian faith during the reign of Maximian in Nicomedia in the year 298. Adrian was a pagan, witnessing the valor of the martyrs and the fervent faith with which they suffered their torments. He also declared himself a Christian and was imprisoned. When this was told to his wife Natalia, who was secretly a believer, she visited him in prison and encouraged him in his sufferings. Saint Adrian's hands and feet were placed on an anvil and broken off with a hammer. He died in his torments. His blessed wife recovered parts of his bodies and relics and took it to Agiropolis near Byzantium and reposed in peace soon after. Thou didst deem that the faith with which hath salvation to be riches never lost or plundered. Thou forsookst thy father's impiety, and thou didst follow thy master, becoming rich in his divine gifts, O glorious Adrian. With the godly-minded Natalia, who emboldened thee, entreat Christ God, O martyr, that our souls be saved. Having wisely laid to heart all the divine words of thy godly-minded wife, Adrian, martyr of Christ God, in torments thou strovest ardently, with thy yoke-mate thou now hast received thy crowns. Saints Adrian and Natalia, along with Saints Timothy and Mavra, Zacharias and Elizabeth, Joachim and Anna, are among the married saints that we pray to watch over our marriages. Regarding the icon of the Mother of God of Vladimir, in all probability the icon of the Mother of God of Vladimir was painted in Constantinople. In the 12th century, Patriarch Luke Chrysovergus sent it to Kiev to great Prince Yuri Dolgoruki. The icon was kept in the convent of Vyshgorod, whence the holy Prince Andrew of Boglyobovo brought it to Vladimir. The icon is one of the most venerated in Russia, having been carried by princes in military campaigns, prayed before by rulers for the welfare of the people, and flocked to by the faithful of all walks of life. At the election of the metropolitans and patriarchs, the names of the candidates were placed before this holy icon, and after prayer, the lot chosen. Patriarch Tikhon the Confessor was elected this way. The icon is celebrated also on June 23rd and May 21st, the last feast being established to commemorate the deliverance of Moscow in 1521 from the onslaught of the Tatar Khan Makhmet Giri. Today, the most glorious city of Moscow rejoices radiantly, for it receives as a ray of sun thy wonder-working icon, O Lady. And as we now have recourse thereto, we pray to thee and cry, O most wonderful Lady Theotokos, pray to Christ our God, who was incarnate of thee, that this city and all Christian cities and countries be kept unharmed from all assaults of the enemy, and that our souls be saved, for he is merciful. O champion leader, defender of our souls, we joyfully celebrate this festival of thy meeting, O our Lady Theotokos, for thou hast delivered us from evils by the coming of thy precious icon, and as is meet we cry out to thee, Rejoice, thou bride unwedded. From St. Paul's letter to the Hebrews. Brethren, recall the former days, when after you were enlightened, you endured a hard struggle with sufferings, sometimes being publicly exposed to abuse and affliction, and sometimes being partnered with those so treated. For you had compassion on the prisoners, and you joyfully accepted the plundering of your property, since you knew that you yourselves had a better possession, and an abiding one. In other words, people can steal our things, but the treasures that we have in heaven cannot be taken from us. Therefore, do not throw away your confidence, which has a great reward, for you have need of endurance, so that you may do the will of God and receive what is promised. For yet a little while, and the coming one shall come, and shall not tarry, but my righteous one shall live by faith. In other words, these are the times when we need to turn to God, when we're suffering, when we're struggling, or we're helping someone struggle, and ask for his strength. This is how we live by faith. From the Gospel according to St. Matthew. At that time, as Jesus went out of Jericho, a great crowd followed him. Behold, two men sitting by the roadside, when they heard that Jesus was passing by, cried out, Have mercy on us, Son of David. Now we have to understand a couple of allegories that are happening right here. First of all, Jericho is the lowest city on earth. Whenever it is written in scriptures, oftentimes it is an allegory for hell. We see the dichotomy between Jericho being low, hell, and Jerusalem being high, heaven. And so we see these two blind men. They're blind because they're physically blind, but also the allegory here is spiritually blind. They're not able to see. And so they don't know where they are. And so they cry out, "Have mercy on us, Son of David." So they're calling upon Christ to help them. Have mercy on them, have compassion on them. The crowd rebuked them, telling them to be silent, but they cried out more, "Lord, have mercy on us, Son of David." So who is this crowd? It can be one of two things. One, because we're in Jericho, which is hell, it's the demons telling us, shut up. Don't ask for help. Don't ask. Get used to being in despair. Get used to being alone. No one's here for you, so hush. Or it could be the wiles of the world that are just telling us, be quiet, be quiet, be quiet. Don't ask for help. But they kept going. And Jesus stopped and called them, saying, "What do you want me to do for you?" He said, "Lord, let our eyes be opened." And Jesus, in pity, touched their eyes, and immediately they received their sight and followed him. So understand here, Jesus Christ asks us, what do we want? What do we really want? Because many times we'll say, I want help, I want help, I want help, but then we don't elaborate. And they say, we want to see. So he has mercy, he has compassion, the same way that we're supposed to have compassion. He gives them their sight, and now they follow him, which means they can now walk out of Jericho. They can get out of hell. I hope that you've enjoyed today's Spiritual Calisthenics. Have a blessed and wonderful day.